NSC Fan TV. I'm here with Claudio after the 2-1.
Should have been 2-0.
I know.
That's okay.
I watched the whole game.
Still a
I was here.
Still
There
a
was,
victory.
there was a lot of folks who were like, "Where are my keys?"
Yeah.
So 2-1 win against Inter Miami. Sean Davis had a good game today.
He did. He actually did. He started the game and then he came back like the old Sean Davis.
Like the old Sean Davis.
For sure.
Sean Davis that I've admired so many times back from Red Bulls days. So many good games for us. Sean Davis had a really good game.
He sure did. I mean, he did a lot of stuff. And you know, one of the things I was writing on my resume, on my report for the game is that one of the things that Sean does that perhaps for the regular eye is missed is the work he does pressing up and marking up allows Godoy to get free to do all kinds of stuff. And you see, and the best player for me once again tonight, in my own opinion, was Aníbal Godoy. But a lot of that stuff is because he was able to do all that because of the great job that Sean did actually taking care of other stuff that Aníbal didn't have to worry about.
So Godoy, being able to look downfield, being able to do a lot of digging too, a lot of super challenges. Tell me about some of that.
Well, I mean, it was a very complete game. If you look at Godoy, he always had that particular part of his that is difficult to find. Like Gary just said on the press conference, which is the ability to look farther up, and that pass that he does to Mokhtar, that's a world class. It is a world class pass. And you can say whatever you want, but not a lot of players can do that, for sure. Especially when on the position he was in the field and when he sees. You know, that develops through his mind, and then he managed. He was a quarterback in the whole game today, didn't he?
Yes.
To put it on using that word.
Yes.
And you know, that really tells me that. And then whenever he had to actually put his chargers up and say, "Hey, I still need to fight these dudes," instead of just moving the ball around, he did it.
He did.
He marked up real well.
Yeah. So so especially whenever we looked at the second half, we saw Joseph Martinez dropping deeply to come back for the ball, and that was in some ways Aníbal's responsibility to keep the ball off of him whenever he was dropping deeply. And Aníbal was playing very, very bravely over the top of him instead of behind him.
Well, I mean, that's part of the experience. That's part of the experience he's got. I mean, my question to Gary on that is that, you know, in football, a lot of times people try to talk about a guy being too young to perform, too old to perform. When they talk about players, and you know, coaches know better, and they say, well, and I agree with them in this. There is not younger players that cannot play, or older players cannot play anymore. And Aníbal Godoy is a very good example of what it is. I mean, it's experience. It's just what we have, what you have, and it doesn't matter how old you are. And Gary was the one that said it, not me. Like good wine gets better with age. So that was Aníbal tonight.
Well, that was some very fine sipping from Aníbal, and some great. I just thought just a really fine midfield play from all three of our midfielders. Muil had his stand, had such a great hustle game, a number of good touches.
Isn't this the old Muil that we missed, that we remember? He came back. He's back. He's really back. He's doing the same effort that he's always given, even when he had lousy games. But he's now controlling the ball. I mean, he's even pretending to be something that he's not done before. He's doing that very fine job. I mean, I gotta give it to him also. He's playing well. Alex is doing very well for the team at this point, and he deserves to be started.
I'd love to see him out there. I only wish that he got to score another goal with his nipple again tonight, like he did in DC. But hey, we can only get one. So in terms of the defense, McNaughton.
Oh my gosh,
great game in the middle and getting the goal.
I mean, has McNaughton been here longer than he has? doesn't he look the Euro also? I mean, he
Lucas, he probably doesn't even have his cable installed yet.
No, he doesn't even have he probably lives in somebody else's house at this point. But he's been performing like he's been here forever. Like he grew up in Nashville. Like he's always been here. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about that. He's taking Zimmerman's place. He just performs.
Yeah, we need to get that kid a cowboy hat ASAP. Get him a little guitar. Teach him a G chord. You're Nashville, man. You're Nashville now.
And then, and the other part about him, about Lucas, is he's even made Mayer forget Zimmerman, hasn't he? I mean, Mayer's playing probably the best football we've seen from him.
I wanted to shift over to the fact that Jack Mayer played a very dominant game, and also for as much trash talk as he gets, Jack Mayer got in people's faces tonight. Jack Mayer played a dominating central defender.
Well, we got to realize in the case of Jack, he's a very young guy still. He's gonna get way better in both areas. I mean, in football, he's gonna be a better player for sure, but he's also gonna be one of those that you don't want to mess with pretty soon. Yeah. Just give him a few more days.
He's gonna keep drinking that milk. He's gonna get in the weight room. Look out for Jack Mayer.
He drinks the red milk, the real milk, not the other one, not the blue one.
All right, so two goals tonight. There's a lot of talk about the fact that we need a 9. We need a 9. We've got the DP spot. We need a 9. A question to you: we got 2 goals tonight. How urgent is fixing the offense?
Well, I mean, I said it last game that we were talking about here. We're talking about a team that keeps scoring and producing goals no matter who's there and who's not. I mean, Teal, we got to give it to Teal. Teal is playing great football. I mean, he really is. He's
just a hair's breadth away from scoring the goals.
Yeah, I mean, he's been there, but the job he's doing, and he does a lot of. He's a physical. His game is so physical that I'm even surprised he's lasting so many minutes. Yeah. But that's what he's doing, and I believe that the goal's gonna come in his way before the season is over. And people will not be able to talk much about this needed for the night. And besides, Gary said it on the press conference now, and we need to agree with them. We shouldn't. The team himself and everybody else should not be spending much time thinking about something that will probably be resolved after the season, anyways. I mean, really, that's for sure. Really,
that's right.
I mean, if you're gonna buy your house next year, why would you worry right now about it?
That's exactly it. So, why mow the lawn now? Okay, so last question to you. There's a lot of positives tonight. Is there anything that you saw tonight that gave you something to worry about?
Not exactly worried about it, but I'd like to see, and I don't know how Gary's going to be doing. He's doing pretty good already, but he's got several players there that he needs to give more minutes to. He needs to get Randall on board. And Randall needs more than just 5-10 minutes he played tonight. He showed some of his stuff anyways. We all know that Randall needs at least 30-35 minutes in the game, maybe more. And we need that to get him ready for it, because if the team keeps in the position he's now, we're gonna need him in big shape, in good shape. But and there's somebody else. I don't need to talk about Jan Gregors. Remember that Jan Gregors? I mean, he needs to get him on board playing that nice game that he played on the top. Yeah. Well, we need somehow
more of that.
Somehow Gary needs to. So it's not something that really ugly at all. It's just something that worries me in terms of how Gary's gonna make it happen for those guys to get more minutes and be able to contribute to the team sooner rather than later.
So I said last question earlier, but I got one more for you. Right back, Shaq Moore, another 90 minutes of just hustle, burning, playing. Can we continue to expect that from him again and again and again, or have we got another plan for right back if Shaq picks up a knock? What have we got?
Well, it's difficult when you got a guy like Shaq Moore playing at the level he is. Who you gonna try to play him there? And maybe do half of what he's done, what he's doing, physically, and mentally, and technically, anyways. What he does, I don't see anybody in the team that can do that, playing that spot.
Yeah, we effectively played without a right wing tonight, because we just said Shaq Moore is going to play right back and right wing tonight.
So I mean, how are you going to do it? You got in terms of replacing Shaq, you have to do it with two guys.
Yeah.
One that can only play defense,
right?
and the other one has to
plays
run
offense.
That's the way it is.
And so that's the good news. We've got a player who does that. The worry is what happens if he picks up a knock? What happens if he has to sit out a game? What happens if with yellow accumulation?
Well, one thing that actually we already discussed it, and perhaps is a good thing. Well, my first option, if that ever happens, hope not, would be Will. He's doing great. He's doing really good. He might not be as fast or whatever, whatever, but he's got what it takes. He's playing well. So I mean, I don't see why the team will have to worry about. We still will not have what Shaq gives you, but we'll be good. We'll be all right.
The one-on-one defense that Shaq gives, but the hustle
is there.
Hustle's there. I agree.
Will be there. He'll be hustle. He's not gonna let anything come through. He won't. So I mean, I wouldn't worry much about it. I mean, we don't want anybody replacing Shaq at this point for no reason. But if it needs to, I think Will is man.
All right, that helped me reduce the worry. Good sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
Drew, you have a week.